Since Donald Trump took office, electricity prices have risen by as much as 13%.
Energy should be available to everyone. It should not be a luxury item, and it's become a luxury item.
Millions of Americans won't be able to afford air conditioning this summer. New figures show 1 in 3 U.S. households were struggling to afford their electricity bill.
This thing is going to use 9 gigawatts of electricity. Utah only makes 4 gigawatts of electricity.
It's a very real fear. But what a lot of people are missing is the number one thing that AI consumes, which is electricity.
1/3 of Americans in the United States cannot afford to pay their utilities. 25% of Americans in the United States are going without food or medicine to pay utilities.
AI is raising your electric bill.
Ever looked at your electricity bill and thought, why is this getting so expensive? You're using the same lights, same AC, same phone charger, but somehow the bill keeps going up. So what's actually happening? Electricity prices in the US have been rising steadily. And it's not just because people use more power at home. Behind the scenes, there are much bigger things happening. AI, massive data centers, global conflicts, fuel costs. All of it is putting pressure on the power system. AI is exploding right now. Every time people use AI tools, stream content, search online, or store data in the cloud, huge data centers are working nonstop in the background, and those buildings consume enormous amounts of electricity. Some experts say AI could dramatically increase energy demand over the next few years. So as AI grows, power companies need more electricity production, more cooling systems, and bigger infrastructure. And guess who eventually pays for that? Consumers. Now add global conflicts into the mix. Wars and geopolitical tensions can disrupt oil and gas supplies, which affects energy prices worldwide. When fuel becomes more expensive, producing electricity also becomes more expensive. And even if the conflict happens far away, the economic impact spreads globally. That's why energy prices can suddenly spike during major world events. Modern life uses more electricity than ever. Electric cars, AI servers, streaming platforms, smart homes, factories, air conditioning during extreme heat. The grid is under pressure from every direction. Demand keeps rising. And infrastructure struggles to keep up. So even if your personal habits haven't changed much, the world around you has. AI growth, energy demand, fuel prices, and global instability are all pushing electricity costs higher. And for regular people, that means another monthly bill getting harder to afford.
This right here is the mock-up of the data center that in Utah that everyone is opposing right now. And I want to kind of share the primary concern for me, right? So what they're saying, this thing is going to use 9 gigawatts of electricity. Utah only makes 4 gigawatts of electricity. And so to make their own electricity, what they're doing is they're running a 600-mile natural gas line, and then they're going to have thousands, hundreds of generators making that much electricity. Now, mind you, that's a lot of electricity for them to make in one concentrated spot.
Millions of Americans won't be able to afford air conditioning this summer. New figures show 1 in 3 U.S. households were struggling to afford their electricity bills. People are skipping meals, medications, and living in homes where it's dangerously hot inside. There's a woman in West Virginia, Rebecca Michalski. She turns off her lights during the day. She has one lamp on at night, and her bill in February was $940, which is higher than her entire monthly income. So when American energy bills are deciding whether or not people get to eat that month, can you really blame families who are looking to leave the United States and move abroad?
The power lines behind me belong to one of the most profitable corporations in Michigan, and starting next month, they're going to be charging you more money. Again, that's because last month, state regulators approved a $276 million rate hike for consumers' energy.
I think we all know that credit card debt is at a national high in the United States of America, but have you given some thought to what the energy crisis is really going to do to our economy? I'm at the National Association of Consumer Bankruptcy Attorneys National Convention, and today I learned that 1/3 of all Americans are unable to make their utility payments month to month. 25% of Americans in the United States are going without food or medicine to pay utilities.
AI is raising your electric bill. In New Jersey, the rise of AI data centers is quietly driving up costs, and it's a big reason we've seen increases up to 20%. These facilities, some using as much power as an entire city, are pushing up what they call capacity costs, a key part of your electric bill. The issue is that the electric grid wasn't built for this level of demand, so utility companies are forced to buy more expensive backup power or upgrade infrastructure, and a lot of those costs are shared among taxpayers, meaning you're helping pay for AI's energy bill. Oh joy. Lawmakers are trying to change that, pushing to make data centers cover their own costs.
Are y'all ready for rolling blackouts in Texas? How about a 79% increase in your electricity bill? Have y'all heard of ERCOT, the Electricity Reliability Council of Texas? Well, they are warning just that. They manage 90% of the electricity on the grid in Texas. And if you live in Texas, there's a good chance that you live within that grid. The whole problem is all these damn data centers. ERCOT claims there's a 12% excess capacity on the electricity grid, but there are 70 data centers under construction in the state of Texas right now, and they're going to add 24 gigawatts of strain on the system. Yeah, there's a good chance that there's going to be a shortage in your area.
What is the latest electric bill that you can remember paying?
Our latest was $593. Last month it was $603. I have never, ever paid that kind of money.
This winter I received a center point bill for $839.32. That is double my mortgage.
People are going without medicine or taking their medicine every other day instead of every day. People are going to food banks because they can't afford to buy food. People are not paying other bills so that they can satisfy the center point bill and not have their electricity cut off.
Energy should be available to everyone. It should not be a luxury item, and it's become a luxury item.
CenterPoint Vice President Mike Rader says the new rate increase will initially start with a $7 bump to the average customer's monthly bill, and that rate will increase to over $25 every month by the end of the year.
What I'm holding is a chart showing the amount of people who are 60 days behind in paying their bill when the first phase of our rate increase.
Electricity used to feel like a basic utility. Now, for many people, it's becoming another financial stress. And as technology grows and the world becomes more connected, power might become one of the biggest economic battles of the future.